Welcome back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a beautiful day for some explosive daytime drama, and we have a monumental scoop that will absolutely leave you speechless. The ground is shaking in Los Angeles, and the fallout will be catastrophic. Let's dive straight into the chaos. The crashing waves below the Cliff House are nothing compared to the seismic shockwave about to obliterate John Finnegan's entire world. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is backed against the wall, suffocating on a toxic secret, and the ticking time bomb in her womb has just detonated. The pristine facade of the Shin marriage is about to be violently ripped apart, leaving nothing but blood, tears, and a corporate scandal that will burn Forrester Creations to the ground. Finn is desperately trying to play the hero. After the unmitigated disaster in Monaco, the delayed flights, and the shadow of Sheila threatening to swallow their lives whole, the good doctor is groveling. He is pouring his heart out in the middle of their living room, desperately trying to make amends for his silence. He looks into Steffy's eyes and delivers a speech that will soon become the most sickening irony of his life. Finn praises her unwavering loyalty. He calls her his rock, his compass, the one woman who has never betrayed his trust. He begs for her forgiveness, swearing that their love is invincible, that no secret could ever tear them apart. Every single word of praise is a dagger twisting directly into Steffy's chest. Steffy cannot breathe. The walls of the Cliff House are closing in on her. Her hands are visibly shaking, her skin pale and clammy with a sudden, overwhelming wave of nausea. Finn thinks it is the lingering trauma of Monaco. He thinks she is just overwhelmed by his apologies. He reaches out to hold her, to pull her into a comforting embrace, but Steffy violently recoils. She cannot bear his touch. She cannot stand his misplaced worship for another second. The guilt is eating her alive, corroding her from the inside out. Hidden deep inside her designer purse, tucked away like a murder weapon, is a plastic wand bearing two glaring, undeniable pink lines. A positive pregnancy test. The dam finally breaks. The pressure becomes too immense to contain. Steffy collapses to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. The pristine, powerful co-CEO of Forrester Creations is reduced to a hyperventilating, shattered mess on her own living room floor. Finn drops down beside her, panic flooding his features. He begs her to tell him what is wrong. He promises to fix it. He promises to protect her from whatever is causing this immense pain. But Finn cannot protect her from this. He cannot fix what she has already destroyed. Through choked sobs and a river of tears, Steffy forces the words out of her mouth. She confesses the unthinkable. She looks her devoted husband dead in the eye and admits that she did not just get drunk and cry on a couch after fleeing Monaco. She admits that she crossed the ultimate line. She confesses to a night of raw, drunken passion. She confesses that she slept with another man. The air is instantly sucked out of the room. Finn freezes, his medical mind short-circuiting as he tries to process the sheer impossibility of her words. He demands a name. His voice drops an octave, shaking with a terrifying, primal dread. He demands to know who touched his wife. Steffy can barely speak, but the truth must come out. She utters the name that will shatter Finn's reality forever. Carter Walton, Forrester Creations COO, the man who stood up for them, the man who officiated weddings, his friend. Before Finn can even begin to comprehend the magnitude of this betrayal, Steffy drops the final, lethal bomb. She reaches into her bag with trembling fingers and pulls out the pregnancy test. She throws it onto the coffee table between them. It clatters against the glass, the sound echoing like a gunshot in the silent room. She is pregnant, and given the timeline, given the undeniable biological math, she confesses the ultimate nightmare. The baby growing inside her is not Finn's. It belongs to Carter Walton. Something inside the calm, collected, healing doctor violently snaps. The sheer magnitude of the betrayal, his wife and his trusted friend, triggers a catastrophic psychological break. Finn loses total control. In a blind, unthinking flash of blinding rage and excruciating agony, Finn's hand flies through the air. The crack of his palm, striking Steffy's cheek, echoes through the cliff house like a thunderclap. He slaps her. Hard. The physical impact sends Steffy sprawling backward onto the rug, her hand flying to her stinging face, her eyes wide with absolute, unadulterated shock. Finn stumbles backward, staring at his own trembling hand in horror, but the regret is instantly swallowed by a roaring, uncontrollable fury. The gentle healer is gone. The devoted husband is dead. In his place is a man utterly destroyed, a man pushed past the limits of human endurance. Finn unleashes a primal, agonizing scream that shakes the very foundation of the house. He kicks the coffee table, shattering the glass into a million jagged pieces, sending the pregnancy test flying across the room. He roars in pain, his voice cracking as he screams about the betrayal. Carter, of all people, Carter, his best friend, the man who smiled in his face, the man who pretended to be an ally. Finn's rage is a terrifying force of nature, tearing through the living room, destroying framed photos, sweeping lamps off tables, obliterating the physical memories of their life together. Steffy remains on the floor, weeping hysterically, begging for forgiveness, pleading with him to understand that it was a drunken mistake, a moment of grief-stricken insanity. But Finn is not listening. He cannot hear her over the deafening roar of his own shattered heart. He turns to her, his eyes cold, dead, and filled with a venom she has never seen before. He tells her that she makes him sick. He tells her that their marriage is over. Dead. Buried. He refuses to look at her for another second. Without packing a single bag, without looking back, Finn storms out of the cliff house, slamming the heavy wooden door behind him with enough force to rattle the hinges. The Shin era is officially, violently terminated. But the nightmare is only just beginning. A secret of this magnitude, involving the highest-ranking executives of a global fashion empire, cannot be contained within the walls of a private residence. The fallout is about to go nuclear, and it is heading straight for the Forrester Creations boardroom. Finn does not go to the hospital. He does not go to a bar. Driven by a blinding, homicidal fury, he drives straight to the Forrester Creations building. He bypasses security. He ignores the receptionists. He kicks open the heavy glass doors of the executive suite and storms directly into the CEO office, where Carter Walton is standing over a desk, reviewing quarterly reports. The confrontation is explosive. Finn lunges at Carter, tackling the COO over the desk, sending papers, laptops, and glass awards crashing to the floor. The physical brawl spills out into the main hallway, right in front of the horrified staff, models, and executives. Finn is screaming at the top of his lungs, broadcasting the sordid, disgusting truth to the entire building. He tells everyone exactly what Carter Walton did. He screams that the noble, loyal COO slept with the boss's wife. He screams that Carter got Steffy pregnant. The entire Forrester Creation staff is paralyzed in shock. Smartphones are instantly whipped out. Cameras are rolling. The explosive, violent confrontation is recorded from a dozen different angles, and within minutes, the footage is uploaded to every major gossip blog and social media platform in Los Angeles. The secret is out. The devastating, scandalous truth is exposed to the entire Los Angeles fashion world. The pristine, untouchable reputation of Forrester Creations is instantly dragged through the absolute gutter. The media frenzy is unprecedented. Helicopters begin circling the Forrester building. Paparazzi swarm the gates of the Forrester mansion and the Cliff House. The headlines are ruthless. Forrester CEO pregnant by COO in shocking affair. The end of Shin. Brawl at Forrester Creations. The stock prices of the legendary fashion house begin to plummet in real time as the scandal breaks the internet. Ridge Forrester is in the design room when the news hits. He watches the viral video of his son-in-law beating his best friend in the hallway. Ridge sprints to the executive suite, demanding answers, only to find a bloodied, guilt-ridden Carter Walton sitting amidst the wreckage of the office. Carter does not deny it. He looks Ridge in the eye and confesses everything. Ridge's reaction is apocalyptic. The betrayal of his daughter's marriage, the betrayal of his company, the utter destruction of their family's honor. Ridge violently fires Carter on the spot, ordering security to drag him out of the building like a common criminal. But the true, gut-wrenching tragedy of this scandal is about to unfold across town. Daphne Rose Walton has just returned to Los Angeles. She never got on that plane to Paris. She realized she could not live without Carter. She has spent the last few days preparing to repair her marriage, ready to discuss alternative family plans, ready to offer Carter the life he always wanted despite her devastating early menopause diagnosis. She walks into the Forrester building, smiling, holding a peace offering, completely oblivious to the hurricane that has just leveled the company. Daphne steps off the elevator and is immediately met with the horrified, pitying stares of the staff. She sees the wreckage in the hallway. She sees Ridge screaming. And then she hears the whispers. She hears the words Steffy, Carter, and pregnant. The realization hits Daphne like a freight train. The cruel, agonizing irony of the situation paralyzes her. She, the loyal wife, is infertile and unable to give Carter a child. And during her brief moment of despair, her husband slept with her best friend. And now, her best friend is carrying the baby she could never have. The psychological destruction of Daphne Rose Walton is absolute. She collapses in the Forrester lobby, her heart shattered into a million irreparable pieces. Across town at Logan, the reaction is a mixture of shock and ruthless opportunism. Bill Spencer and Katie Logan Spencer watch the news break on the massive monitors in their showroom. The Forrester empire is in free fall. The leadership is compromised. The scandal is dominating every news cycle on the planet. Bill Spencer's eyes gleam with calculating ambition. This is the exact moment he has been waiting for. With Forrester Creations drowning in a sordid, highly public sex scandal, Logan is perfectly positioned to sweep in and dominate the market. Bill immediately mobilizes his PR team to capitalize on the Forrester family's catastrophic implosion. Back at the Cliff House, Steffi is left completely isolated. Her husband is gone. Her company is in crisis. Her reputation is destroyed. She is staring down the barrel of a high-stakes, highly publicized paternity scandal. The baby growing inside her is a living, breathing testament to her ultimate failure. Taylor Hayes rushes to her daughter's side, horrified by the news. But even Taylor cannot fix this. The damage is permanent. The Los Angeles fashion world will never look at Steffi Forrester the same way again. The battle lines are being drawn for the most vicious, scorched earth divorce and custody battle in the history of the bold and the beautiful. Finn will undoubtedly fight for full custody of Hayes, citing Steffi's unstable, deceitful behavior. Carter is now an outcast, fired from his job, despised by his mentor, and facing the impending divorce from shattered Daphne. The ripple effects of this single, drunken night of betrayal will alter the power dynamics of every single family in Los Angeles. The Forrester legacy is tainted, the Shin romance is dead, and a new, dark chapter of ruthless corporate warfare has officially begun. Will Steffi keep the baby? Will Finn ever forgive her? Or will he turn to the dark side, perhaps even aligning with Sheila in his grief and rage? Will Carter fight for his unborn child, or will he be banished from Los Angeles forever? The stakes have never been higher, and the drama is moving at breakneck speed. Keep your eyes glued to the screen, because this explosion is only going to get bigger. What do you think of Finn's violent reaction? Can Steffi ever recover from this scandal? Share your wildest theories in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and brace yourself for the next update.